What's up, everybody? Mike from Max Movie Reviews here, and I'm here to give you my initial thoughts of a show that has recently dropped on Netflix called Locke and Key. Now, I'm not a big comic book person. Like, I like characters from the comic books, but I'm not really knowledgeable on the comic books. But apparently, this was a comic, and it's based off that comic. So it's a brand new show that came out on Netflix, and I think it's getting a lot of steam. And I'm here just to give you my initial thoughts of the first season and just see if I can convince you to watch this show. I highly recommend the show. So basically, what the premise of the whole show is: a family lives out in Seattle, and the father, Randall, was murdered by a student. And so the wife and the kids, I think the kids' names are Tyler, Lindsay, and Bodie, and they move across the country into Mansfield, or I don't know if I'm getting the town right, but it's Massachusetts, and they move into the husband's family's house called the Key House. And this house is your typical haunted looking house. Like, you look at it like, yeah, bad things are gonna happen, but this house has been in the family for generations and generations. So they come across these children. They come across these keys, and these keys are magical, and they open certain doors, and they have certain magical powers. To discover the keys, what they do, and it's all based on opening doors. Lock and key, and of course there's a villain, and there's things going on there, and there's certain adventures. But me and my girlfriend watched the entire season, and I have to say I was so involved with what was going on, and it kind of gave me a feeling like Harry Potter, not in the sense of a magical world and all that stuff, but a good fantasy idea that you're captivated in. And I cared about the characters, and that's what you kind of want in a TV show. You want to believe the story, you want to believe in the characters, and just be entertained. And I think it hits all those points. Overall, it's just a good show. I think the meat and bones of the whole season. It's a really good idea. It's a real premise, and it's funny. Like, I'm not too big on pausing during a show or a movie, but I found myself, and my girlfriend too, pausing a certain episode, being completely surprised, and like talking about and asking ourselves questions, and like being very involved and really intrigued about what was going on in that episode, what you think is going to happen. And that's a big point that I kind of wanted to focus on, is that word of mouth is a big deal. So I've told my personal friends and my coworkers to watch the show. I think it's a great show, and I highly recommend it. But I found myself immediately involved, immediately intertwined with what the story was doing, how it was going, and what these characters were doing as well. It's just a really good idea. I just think it's great. So from my personal opinion, I highly recommend this show. I don't want to give any kind of spoilers or any kind of season review, but I'm recommending the show because I think it's entertaining on a lot of different age groups, and I just think it's a fun show to watch. And it's a cool idea, magic keys that do certain things, and you open doors and challenges and villains, and there's always something going on. But overall, I think it's a really cool show, and I highly recommend it for anybody. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.